Just imagine, my daughter has passed away, my kids are taken, and
Deliberations are underway right now in the third child cruelty man for a father who has now been charged in connection to the death of his 8-year-old daughter. We've been following the fate of Cledir Barros in Gwinnett County. So jury deliberations began around 10:30 this morning, and again, still underway. Jury has not yet reached a verdict. And to recap, Cledir Barros is 38 years old, charged with child cruelty in connection to the death of his 8-year-old daughter, Sayra. His wife, Natiela Barros, has been charged with murder. And it's been 2 different times that a jury has deliberated following 2 different trials, and 2 different times they could not reach a unanimous verdict. They were deadlocked. And so mistrials were declared by judges, 2 different judges in 2 different trials.
This is Cledir Barros' third criminal trial within the last couple of months. The first 2 ended in a mistrial, and now his fate is in the hands of a new set of jurors. The 38-year-old father was overcome with emotion on Friday on the witness stand as he claimed his innocence in this case. Barros is charged with child cruelty in connection with the death of his 8-year-old daughter, Sayra. His wife, the child's stepmother, is charged with the murder. According to investigators, on January 30th, she was angry with the little girl while homeschooling her and allegedly hit her in the back of the neck with a wooden rolling pin while the girl's father, Cledir, was at work. Prosecutors have been trying to prove Cledir knew about the abuse prior to it, adding that he showed more concerns for his wife after the incident than his child.
She told me that she had killed Sayra. She had struck Martha in Creole, is killed. And she took for me to call somebody to go get Sayra and her, which she was going to commit suicide. Forgave her simply because the Spirit of God led me to forgive her, not consenting to what she did, which was terrible. I'm not co-signing with what she was doing. I just forgave her for what she did.
Closing arguments are happening this morning with deliberations to follow. In Gwinnett County, Asia Wilson, Atlanta News First.
And Atlanta Mayor Dickens got an up-close look at the fight against blight this morning. He and Councilman Byron Amos toured the English Avenue neighborhood. The tour and the press conference coming just weeks after the city of Atlanta passed the Blight Tax, a new tax for property owners for neglected or blighted buildings. He says this is just the beginning. Atlanta News First Sayra Hammond is in that neighborhood with what the mayor said.
Well, this tour and press conference comes just weeks after the city of Atlanta passed the Blight Tax. It's a new tax for property owners who have neglected or blighted buildings. And Mayor Dickens says this is just the beginning.
Welcome.
Yeah, it was good. I'm glad.
Yeah, welcome to the best neighborhood in the world.
Atlanta Mayor Dickens heard from residents living in newly renovated homes in the English Avenue neighborhood.
Yeah, well, I'm going to come over there and eat some food at your house one day.
And took a look at some in progress.
That's good.
This tour of progress comes just a few weeks after the city of Atlanta passed the Blight Tax.
Our intent is to change the economics around speculative ownership so it no longer is profitable to neglect sites and basically stand in the way of everyday people.
The legislation allows courts to increase the taxes of some blighted properties up to 25 times the going rate. It only applies to unoccupied properties, ensuring that no one is moved from their home involuntarily, according to Dickens. And he says that step is just the beginning.
We know that vacant, abandoned, and deteriorated properties stand in the way of our community progress. These properties often harbor crime, weigh on our communities too much.
He says they're also standing up estate planning and legal support, along with expanding the anti-displacement tax relief program. Councilman Byron Amos has helped spearhead the effort in District 3 and says they're putting the bad actors on notice.
We are dedicated to removing the very things that have stopped our community from being developed properly.
Those tax increases are expected to go into effect in January. In Atlanta, Sayra Hammond for Atlanta News First.
Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis has defied a subpoena and was a no-show for her own state Senate committee hearing. The fallout still yet to be seen. Atlanta News First political reporter Doug Reardon has more.
I will call to order.
On Friday at the Georgia State Capitol.
And then we have subpoenaed Fonnie Willis to testify.
A special committee of state senators held their 6th hearing on District Attorney Fonnie Willis, but this was different. The Fulton County DA, who's being investigated over her office's finances and her relationship with a top prosecutor on the indictment involving Donald Trump, had been served a subpoena. When the time came for her testimony,
Please check the hall to see if she has appeared before
Willis didn't show. These documents show her legal counsel received the subpoena, but Willis's office telling Atlanta News First she was out of town Friday. The Senate panel established they do have the authority to issue subpoenas to witnesses, but they don't have the power to issue criminal charges like contempt.
But this is new ground for Georgia.
No one has ever defied a state Senate committee subpoena in Georgia, so Attorney Josh Schiffer says what happens next is a bit unclear.
The next step is for the Georgia legislature, specifically this committee, to go to the courts in an attempt to force Fonnie Willis to appear.
Willis's office didn't comment on the specifics Friday, but she's argued from the outset that the committee is illegitimate since these lawmakers aren't in session now.
It's a fight that really makes no sense.
After the meeting, GOP members scuttled out of the building while Democratic member Harold Jones questioned the intent of the investigation in the first place.
We're not going to accomplish anything here. We're not doing the people's business. I think this is basically trying to serve the interests of former President Trump.
Doug Reardon, Atlanta News First.
And for the 11th year in a row, Georgia has clinched the top spot on the list of states to do business in, but not all business owners here agree. Atlanta News First reporter Abby Kasoris explains.
Governor Brian Kemp crowing Georgia is the state to do business, a publication for corporate insiders giving Georgia the thumbs up, publishing their list of the top states to do business with Georgia at the top. But it depends on who you ask.
And then we keep things behind our cabinet. So then the kids think that's really cool. We want to make sure that they're going to be the perfect fit before they leave. They can climb up and down in the treehouse. They're free to run, jump, cartwheel in all the open space we have here.
Odds are against business owners like Holly Juris. Data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics shows Georgia has the 4th highest rate of first-year business failures in the nation. This is Juris' first year, and the learning curve is steep.
I had absolutely zero business acumen. I mean, I had just no idea.
Endless red tape and months of permitting delays held her up.
We made phone calls, we sent emails, but it wasn't always easy.
At a workforce summit, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp touted the endorsement from Area Development Magazine as proof that the state's business climate is hot and only getting hotter. Georgia has held the #1 spot 11 years in a row.
No other state in the country has retained this top title for this many years.
The magazine found Georgia's workforce training programs, infrastructure investments, and tax incentives are appealing to companies.
We have it divided in sections.
Like many starting business, Juris says she's building on each win and not focusing on the difficulties.
We have something like 76 5-star Google reviews at this point, and so I'm confident that once people come, they have a great experience. It's just getting the word out.
For Juris, taking control of her business's fate meant getting help on her own. She participated in the Start Me Business Development Program at Emory University, a 14-week program that connected her with mentors she still talks with to this day. In Kirkwood, I'm Abby Kasoris.
And in our restaurant report card, 2 Metro Atlanta Thai restaurants are top of mind on this week's restaurant report card.
Hi guys, I'm craving a little Thai food this week. We're at 26 Thai Kitchen on Main Street, Northeast Atlanta, in an area called Uptown, and actually right next to the Lindbergh MARTA station. Hi guys, I'm craving a little Thai food this week. We're at 26 Thai Kitchen on Main Street, Northeast Atlanta, in an area called Uptown, and actually right next to the Lindbergh MARTA station. They've been in this spot now for 8 years. It's the original location. The owner is from Thailand, and she started this restaurant when she was 26 years old, hence the name, 26 Thai Kitchen, and now she's got several thriving locations. You get a great ambiance when you come inside, and in the kitchen, everything made to order, authentic Thai dishes, because she's from Thailand, and the presentations are phenomenal. We're going to enjoy some of this in a moment, but first, here's this week's Best and Worst Scores. A Gwinnett County inspector snapped photographs of some health violations at a spot on Jimmy Carter Boulevard in Norcross. Kinson Thai Ramen and Barbecue failed with 39 points and a U for unsatisfactory. The report says raw beef was stored over cooked chicken. An employee touched raw fish with their bare hands. Plus, the facility lost power during the inspection and continued to operate without a working cooler.
Yeah, I have no idea with that. But I think it's really weird. I have no idea with that.
Okay, and there's no manager to explain this. Let's hear right now.
I will call him and he will come.
This employee told us he was unfamiliar with the failing report. Plus, he said the restaurant was under new management and had changed its name to Isan Kaya, a Thai and Japanese style eatery.
Yeah, I'm the new owner and I have nothing to do with the old restaurant score.
The new owner told us over the phone that Kinson Thai Ramen and Barbecue is now closed and the name has changed to Isan Kaya. He said he was remodeling the restaurant and doing a taste test with family and friends when the inspector showed up. According to the health department, the new owner did not apply for a name change until after the inspection.
And the health inspector come when we do construction. That's why the health score is really, really low.
Now to an update in Clayton County. San Luis Cuisine on Riverdale Road in Atlanta improved on a reinspection this week, earning 96 points. And back here at 26 Thai Kitchen on Main Street in Northeast Atlanta, they earned a 100 on their last health inspection. Congratulations! They are the winner of this week's Golden Spatula Award. And now the time you've all been waiting for, time to eat. You may want to start out with a tom yum soup. The traditional pad thai is on the menu, shrimp fried rice, the grouper pad cha, and look at the 5-hour short rib and the curry sauce. You will definitely need a cocktail at the bar to wash it all down. That's going to do it for this week, guys. I'm going with the short rib, and look how that meat just falls off that bone. We'll see you guys next week. Boy, that's good.
Thanks for joining us here on Atlanta News First Plus. Of course, all that and more on our website, atlantanewsfirst.com, or by downloading our free app where you can also get all the top stories sent right to your phone. Thanks for being with us.